Good evening, guys. MWUSA Season 3, Episode 82. It is Saturday night. I am traveling with one of my boys, and we are at a soccer tournament. We're having a good time. We're not winning very much, but we're having a good time. And it's for today, it's for tomorrow. And we had a nice long day today. We got here yesterday evening, and we had a lot of games going on today. And we'll have some tomorrow as well. Let me think here. I didn't think I was going to do an episode today at all, or even start an episode, because I won't publish this for a few days. But I had decided that I most likely was not going to be able to play any kind of, do any kind of gambling on this trip, just because I'm, with the kid, and you don't want to leave the family for that. But I did have a small offer for a little bit of free play, and I thought, why not just go pick it up? It's not that far away. So we had a little bit of spare time during the day between games, and we decided we went to a mall with some friends of his and had something to eat and did all that crazy stuff. And that was fun and everything, but I had pending money sitting there that I could pick up. So I decided, let's go to the casino. I hadn't been to that casino in a long time. I'm down to my last two offers there. So it wasn't huge, but I decided to go anyway. So we drove to the casino, and my son's rolling his eyes the whole time. Oh, why do we have to do this? And all that kind of stuff. But I parked in the parking lot outside, and there were two police cars there. You're not supposed to leave your kid in the car, but my kid's older anyway, so I don't think it would have been a big deal. But left him in the car. I ran in. I had my casino card. I played for 10 minutes and came back out ahead $157. So plus $157. Then he had the guts to ask me for some shoes with that money, and I said, not today. If anything, I might buy myself some shoes. I deserve it. But after his last game tonight, we went to a restaurant, and he's with his friends because they have a cool van that he wanted to ride in, like a full-size, like 20-passenger van. So he's riding with them. But we went to this restaurant, and I'll post some pictures. I'll have to censor out some stuff on it. But so this restaurant has a challenge for eating the hottest, spiciest stuff that they have. And not a huge quantity of it, but enough, And so I decided to do it, and I won. I'm going to see how wide this chain goes, and then I might mention the name of it if it's a wide enough area that the chain is. And it was good. I got a T-shirt. I got my name on a wall, and, my name's on the wall with all these locations of this restaurant and some other restaurants, too, for eating spicy food, big food, a bunch of food, all those different things. So we did have a good time. We just finished up. I'm just back at the hotel right now. I am about to get out of the car, go into the hotel, and relax tonight. He has an early game tomorrow, 7:30 a.m. We'll have to be up. It's quite a drive to get to it as well. So we'll have to make sure we get up in time for that. But right now, I'm going to let you go. It's Saturday night. And who knows what's going to happen. You may not hear from me until Tuesday, because I may not, I'll probably go to a casino Monday and then Tuesday before I publish it, before I have enough content. But I thought I'd fill my friends in as to what's going on. It was cold today as well. To give you an idea, it was in the mid to low 40s all day long. So that was definitely not enjoyable, that part of it. And it was windy. But, we survived. We'll be fine. All right, letting you go for now, and I'll be back later on. Good morning, guys. It's Monday morning. Last night, got the family all back together from all different regions all over the place. Someone stayed home. Someone went to the funeral. Someone went to other stuff that we had to do, soccer stuff, and everything else going on. So we were all spread out all over the countryside. And right now we're all back together. It is Monday. I am heading off to work. I'm going to slip by the casino first, see if we can make a few bucks. and then I'm going to head off to work. I have some afternoon meetings this afternoon, and then I may stop at the casino one more time before heading home, and then I have a busy evening ahead of me. So as always, Mondays, Tuesdays are usually our quiet days. I'm going to try to just make a few bucks here and there. If I can make one day's worth of money, like $800, $900 would be great between the 2 days, but we'll see what happens. So anyway, right now heading off to the casino, and I'll be back to update you. Alright guys, I am back. So when I walked into that place, I wasn't really finding anything, and I eventually found one mediocre play, but it was at a high bet level, like a $5 a spin bet level. Ended up doing okay on that one. I think I left that machine ahead like maybe 150 or 200, somewhere in there. Walked around, looked at a lot of other things, couldn't find anything. Came back around, decided to order my lunch since I get a free meal once a week at this place. Ordered that and found another machine, sat down and played that one, and actually did pretty well on that one. That one was about $4 a spin, and did pretty well on that, and ended up leaving the session overall ahead $498. So that's way more than I expected. Plus $498, I got some nice chicken strips and fries, which I didn't eat the fries because they didn't look very good, but decent chicken strips, you know, what can you expect? And right now I'm heading back to the office. Right now it's 55 degrees. It's about lunchtime, so I'll be getting to the office at a quiet point and be able to catch up on my work. I have a meeting from 1 to 2 and another one from 2 to 3, so I will be doing those, and then just depending on how busy things are in the office, I'll decide to stay there or to try to hit the casino for one more spin. So that's what's going on right now. The weekend was good. I got a $150 gift card as well, so you know, that's even better. So between the whatever day it was, Saturday, where I went to that casino, had that little hit, and then what I just did here, and you add all that up, I'm at what, $800, so not too shabby. Tomorrow again will be light, but you never know. So letting you go for now. I'll be back. Alright guys, I am back. So afternoon now, and I finished up my meetings. I was able to leave work a little bit early and going to be heading off to visit in the hospital. But first I'm going to swing by a casino that's near the hospital and see what I can do, maybe make a little bit of money, and then head off to the hospital. So right now I am stuck in traffic, bumper to bumper traffic on the highway, but I am just starting to move just a little bit here. Hopefully I get to the casino soon, and then I'm going to come back and let you know how it went. Alright guys, I am back. Oh man, okay, so this is the same place that I went to this morning, and when I came in this morning, there was a machine I played, and I left it at a certain spot which I thought was borderline not great, but okay, you can make money. But I was up nicely and I wasn't too worried about it. Time was a little bit short, so I let it go. So I came back and I played it, and I ended up hitting pretty quick on it and ended up ahead about $100 and something on that machine. Went around and looked at the world and couldn't really find any other plays. And then I found a tiny play on a machine that nobody likes. No one likes you, machine, and nobody likes this machine at all. And you know, I got a lesson why again, which is it doesn't pay very well most of the time. I actually ended up only losing about $20 on it, but that was at 60 cents a spin, so it's one of those, you know, slow drain type machines. Anyway, I moved on. I had a little bit of extra time, so I had a few more minutes, looked around, and I found another machine that some days I wouldn't even check it because it used to pay so badly, but lately it seems like it's coming back around. I don't know if they loosened it up or variance is just better or what the deal is, but I played that one through. That one was at $3 a spin, and I ended up winning about 100 and whatever 130, 140, somewhere in there. I don't know. Anyway, overall, I did see one guy who I thought knew what he was doing, playing a machine too early. And then I thought, no, there's no way. He probably left it. And I went back there, and he was still there with his friend now. And both of them were the right age for them to be some kind of newbie advantage players. So I let it go. I did see that they were closing in. They were just then in the money. I had walked around there probably 20 minutes before, and he was playing it, pounding away at it, at about $1.50 or $2 a spin. So you can imagine how much he gave the machine before it paid out. Anyway, let me think here. Did I see anybody I knew other than that? I didn't know those people, but no, not really. It was actually kind of busy in there, but not many plays. But I ended up leaving ahead $238 after about a half hour or so. So not bad, $238 now, and whatever it was, $498 or whatever this morning, makes for a pretty nice day and a total of about an hour and 10 or an hour and 15 minutes of actual play. So the opportunities are there sometimes. You just have to be at the right place at the right time, keep putting the hours in, and things will even out. Now, you know, how many times have I gone into a place and come out with $0 or $2 and I drove an hour to get there? It happens, you know, but other times good things happen as well. So I'm happy that something good happened. Now tomorrow, like I said, I will stay pretty local, and then I got a text message from a friend of mine, and we will probably be meeting at some point tomorrow night, so that'll be good. And then ready for Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. We're going to rock and roll. We're going to go big time on it. You know, hopefully I can go. Right now there's some things up in the air, you know, not positive about Wednesday, but Thursday and Friday should be a no-brainer. So that's all good. So right now I'm going to let you go, and then I'll be back to update you, let you know what else is happening. All right, guys, I am back. It is Tuesday morning, and I'm already getting emails as to what's going on. Are you okay? You're not publishing. But guys, this is normal. I mean, Monday and Tuesday is normally not a day that I publish one episode, not two. Anyway, on my way to work this morning, I have an early meeting, and then I have a couple afternoon meetings, and then I have to meet with some doctors late this afternoon. So the goal is going to be to go straight to the office, get some work done, go through at least that initial meeting, and then leave the office, go to a casino, spend some time at the casino today, maybe taking breaks to go to the car, something that I don't really enjoy. I like to go from one place to another, but there's just not enough time, I don't think. Now I'm starting to think. And then go back to the hospital, have the appointments with the doctors, and we'll call it a day. So hopefully we can have some good stuff happen today, make some money today. Yesterday was a really good day, considering I only played slots for just over an hour and made almost $800. So that was all good. This morning, weather is good. It's cloudy, 52 degrees. I think it's going to be a decent day. Not going to be too hot, not going to be cold, finally. I don't know what happened. We had some high 80s temperatures and then dropped into the 30s on the days that I had to be standing outside, and now it looks like it's going back up to a decent temperature again. So that's it for right now. I'm going to let you go, going to the office, and I'll be back to update you. Alright guys, I am back. So right now it is about 10 a.m. I am heading to the casino. I have another meeting at 1 p.m. I can do that one remotely in the car, no problem there. I have another one at 2 and another one at 3, and I can do all those remotely, so it should not be a problem. And then gonna go take care of visitation and stuff like that at the hospital, and hopefully things are getting better. What else? Yeah, a lot of stuff going on right now, a lot of moving parts. And one good thing, this is something you guys have probably never heard of, most of you. Green almonds are available right now. Just an idea of what that is the almonds that we buy at the store that are dried are just, they're almonds, they're the inside part. So you would, if you remember, especially people my age and older, used to always have a basket with all different kinds of nuts in it, and then a nutcracker, and people would just sit there and anytime they wanted some, they would have some, and you would crack open the outside shell and get the almond out of the middle. Well, that outside shell in the early spring, if you pick it, the outside shell is soft, and you can actually eat the whole outside and the inside. So the inside at that point is almost like a liquid. It's like refreshing. So this is one of my favorite things, and it's only available for 1 or 2 weeks a year. When they're picked 1 or 2 weeks a year. After that, the outside becomes harder. Some people like it that way, and then a few weeks after that, there's just no way. You have to use a nutcracker to open it. So this is the time right now when this is available. So I found some at a local store, but it's pretty expensive. It's about $7 a pound. I'm hoping that later on this week, on one of my trips that I take, that city will have it more abundant. Like this store that I went to had 3 pounds available, and I took 1 pound. But this other city is going to have tons of it, and I'm hoping to get there in time before they harden up, and then I have to wait another year for it. But in previous years, I've asked for like a whole bag of these. A bag is like 40 pounds, and it'll last if you keep it chilled. I actually have gone through a whole bag before, but anyway, right now I have a pound, and I'm going through that, but it's pretty good. Anyway, moving on to the casino. I'll be back. Alright guys, I am back. So I go into this place and almost immediately see the resident machine checker in this area. And then I see someone new that I've never seen before. I don't recall seeing before. And checked all the machines, found one play, lost $88 on that. Looked around for a few other things, really wasn't finding much. Found another play, made $40, so I was down about 44, 46, somewhere in there at that point. And then I talked to this guy for a while. We walked around and chatted for a while. And I pointed out the other guy that I saw, and he said, yeah, that guy almost put me out of business. When he's here, I can't make any money because he takes plays way too early. He said, I'm just waiting for him to run out of money so I can have my plays back. So we don't want to be one of those people, right? We want to do our due diligence and understand exactly when to get in and when to get out. So anyway, he said he's going to the car to rest for 15 minutes, then he'll be back in. I didn't think it made a lot of sense for me to stay much past that, so I stayed for another 15 minutes, found one other play, played that through, and ended up ahead $48 for the session. But I was there for 45 minutes, or just a little bit more than that probably. So not a lot of money to be made. The issue I have right now is I don't have anything to do right now. I can stay there and play. I can go to the office, and who wants to do that? I can do my meetings in the car, but I need to be back in town in about 5 hours. So there's really not too many places I can go in 5 hours and be back. So I think right now what I'm going to do is go get something to eat, and then I don't know if I'll run back there again or not, because this guy is unable to go to other casinos at this time for certain reasons. But so he's going to be there all day, and if the other guy is there all day, what am I really going to find? So my big focus right now is going to be on tomorrow. Tomorrow's going to be a long, intense day. Don't have any meetings. It's a day off for me, and we'll see what happens. That's all I can hope for right now, is I have a good day tomorrow. So right now I'm going to let you go, grab a bite to eat, and not sure if I'll do anything else today, but I'll be back. All right, guys, I am back. That was a good lunch. You know, I never really treat myself. I think the last time I treated myself to a decent meal, which was still like a $30 meal, was when I hit $500,000. I just don't do it. I just don't see the point in wasting money. But sometimes you have the feeling that you want to do it. So I was in the area of this casino, and I'm driving down the street looking for something to eat. I know everything that's down this area here. There's some breakfast foods, the Wendy's, there's a McDonald's, there's a couple other local restaurants. And I've been to all of them, But there's one restaurant that when you see it in my area, you think, oh, that's been closed for years. And it's not. It's been open all these years since I was a kid. And I think the last time that I went to this restaurant, not this exact restaurant, but this company, was when I was a kid. My parents took me the last time. That was a long time ago. And I remember we would go. We were not a rich family. Far from rich. I would say we were lower middle class to upper lower class. That's what I would call us. So we would go out to eat once a year, maybe twice a year. Usually, if something big is going on, and we would go out to eat. So we would go to this restaurant. And I remember as a kid, going into those restaurants that have been around for a while, when they have the tile floor and they use that same mop water, and you smell like the mop because it's been wet for 28 years. You smell that wet mop smell when you first walk in. That's what I remember about this place. And I remember we used to go there. We used to love this place. That and Pizza Hut was the other one. And Pizza Hut, back when they had the little Miss Pac-Man on the little table version, oh man, that was awesome. They had a buffet at Pizza Hut. That was amazing. But I remember this restaurant specifically when I was a kid, and just going there, and you could get a steak there, and just the average guy could afford it. And even like today, I go in there, I'm like the best dressed guy in there, and I'm not that well dressed, and everybody else is like poor people. But I'm not saying, I shouldn't have said that, but they're poorer people. You're not going to find these people going to the fancy steak restaurants. But anyway, I was those people, and the once a year we would go there was so much fun. It was so good, such good food. And so I decided to go. And I was worried about the price. I'm like, well, it's been 30 years plus, 35 years probably. I wonder what the prices are like. They're probably sky high now. And let me tell you what I got. And let me tell you what I paid for it. I got salad. I got fried chicken with corn. I got a steak, 6-ounce sirloin, fries, and I got a pie and a drink. What do you think that would cost? Just break that down. Think about it. One step at a time. How much do you think that would cost? I paid, including tax, I paid $26 for that. And it was so good. And when they brought my steak out, I go to fancy restaurants sometimes with my wife because that's the kind of food she likes to eat. They brought my steak out. They said, could you cut into the steak and tell me how it is? Make sure that it's done the way you want it. That's good. That's the kind of service that you want. The waitress was super nice. Everybody knew her. In fact, some of the people were cleaning the table for the waitress so she wouldn't have to. They were like so friendly with the waitress. There was a guy in there, big man, overweight man, and he was there with his father, who obviously had some disabilities mentally, and they were eating and laughing and having a good time. And they waved goodbye to the waitress, and they cleaned the table, and they stacked the plates, and did all that stuff. I love seeing that kind of thing, And I was sitting there, I was listening to the guys next to me. There were 4 guys, and I've kind of gathered that they work at some kind of a factory job together. And they were talking about points at work or stars. I don't know exactly what this is. I've never heard of this before. I know with like certain factories like Ford, Honda, those places, if you do certain things, you get points, and you can apply those toward a purchase of a car or other things. But this was, I think they worked at some kind of a stamping plant maybe, and they said whenever there's an outage, the first person to stamp gets a star. And the stars are worth double face value, whatever that means. Maybe they mean time off. I don't know what they mean. Maybe you can use it anytime, and it's a day off or an hour off. I have no clue. But they can sell those to other people, which is weird. So I was listening to that. I was listening to them talking back and forth. And these are my people. I'm sorry, but these are my people. The ordinary guy, the guy who got beat up by the system, who did all the right things and does one thing wrong and gets over-penalized for it. And meanwhile, the people who aren't doing any good, they're just hanging around doing nothing, get free food, they get free rent, they get free transportation, they get all this stuff, and then the hardworking people are the ones that have to pay for it. And the middle class are the ones that get screwed the most because they're making just enough to be able to pay taxes but not benefit from any taxes. So and don't give me this crap about, oh, we get free roads, because you pay for the roads with your gas money. So then I heard them talking about saving money, and one thing the guy said, and I remember when I was a kid, people would always say, I save my change, or something like that, and yeah, that's what I thought people still did. He said, I save my change in my $1 bills, which makes sense. I think that's a decent way to save. So, I was just sitting there listening to them, enjoying myself, and the food was good. And, it was nice. It was a nice little stop, and I'm going to stop there again, and I'm going to try to recruit my wife to try it and see if she likes it, and we'll see. But I thought the food was excellent, the people were excellent, the place was clean, even though the front entrance still smells the way it did 30 years ago. But there's something about those things, those smells, especially smells, of food, of something good, something bad, that bring back memories. And I was able to go down memory lane today, and I thought it was good. So right now, I don't know what to do, because these guys are pounding the heck out of this casino right now. What am I going to do? Am I really going to try to fight them and hang around there? I don't think I am. So what I'm planning on doing right now, and I noticed traffic was backed up real bad by the casino now. I can see it from the highway. I'm going to head toward the office. I have a 1 o'clock meeting. I'm going to go to that meeting in the office, in person, relax a little bit in the office, get a few more things done. And then my 2 and 3 o'clock meetings I can pretty much blow off. One is with my manager. It'll be short. And the other one is a project that we're retiring, that I'm consulting on, I guess. Things have to be run by me and approved before they go through. So we have a team meeting, and those are usually very short. So what I'm thinking about doing is finishing up this meeting, and then heading back toward the casino, maybe take one more spin around. I'll have half an hour break. I'll do it during that time. Then I'll get back in the car, go to the hospital, take care of my visit, take care of my meetings with the doctor, and then head toward home. So that's what I think I'm going to do. So I'll be back, since I'm going to have probably one more session, and I'll let you know how it goes. Alright guys, leaving the office again. So I just wanted to explain a little bit about what I do here. And I've had questions from people asking me how I can get out, what kind of work I'm in, because they're in a similar type job and they don't understand how I'm able to get out like I do. And here's the way that I do it. My job allows us to work outside the office 2 days a week. On top of that, I negotiated a deal where I would monitor systems on nights and weekends in exchange for one more day per week off. So that way, Wednesday I'm off, Thursday and Friday I work remote. So I'm only responsible to come in Monday and Tuesday. Well, then you're seeing me come in Monday and Tuesday, work for 2 hours and leave, and you're wondering how I do it. And this is the way I do it. The things that I monitor are tickets that are produced by systems we have, like a SIEM, SIEM, or other monitoring systems that tell us if there's something security-wise that may be bad that we need to fix. So I monitor those, I stay on top of those, and I have answers already created for most of the types of tickets that come in. So someone logged into a system for the first time and it's unusual or something like that. So I already have a script already written that I copy and paste into the ticket. So I'm able to do a ticket that would normally take someone 5 or 10 minutes. I can do it in 15 seconds because I already have everything already figured out. Secondly, I'm responsible for monitoring all of the systems, internal and external, in the prod stage, NAT, all the early stages, all the way to production stages, for all vulnerabilities, whether they be network or operating system vulnerabilities. And to do that, I have a couple different systems that I use, and I configured most of it to be able to be imported into ServiceNow and tickets to be created. So now we're talking about scanning thousands of servers. We're a company of a couple thousand people. So now we're talking about scanning thousands of servers, and we have, if you remember 6 or 8 months ago when I was first starting, we have 500,000 to 1 million vulnerabilities. So I'm not sitting around creating 1 million tickets. I'm just not doing it, and no one wants to look at those. So I set it up in stages where, depending on criticality, they would be looked at. So most critical would be like 30 days, medium or high would be 90 days, and low criticality would be 180 days. So then in ServiceNow, it tells you when the vulnerability was found, because I imported that from my vulnerability scanner. But I also set it up whereas once the vulnerability is fixed, the ticket is closed automatically. So we may have 5 or 10,000 tickets a week that are closed automatically due to updates of operating systems having solved issues that we no longer have those issues anymore. So then we're left with some tickets that are critical, that are getting close to their deadline. And what I'm working on right now is creating a system whereby each department, so each of our products that we have has a different person heading off that department and developers working under that person. So I'm in the medium stages, early stages of creating a system where there is one main website and you click on your project and it has all the information that you need on your project. There's a link within that page. If you click on it, it shows you all the tickets, when they're due, when they become late, and all that. Now, most developers don't like using ServiceNow. They like using Jira, which is a way for them to manage, create tickets so that they can write code, fix code, whatever it is, and they manage it all through this Jira system. So with the page that I created, all they have to do is click on their vulnerability, type in the Jira ticket next to it that they created, and they're done. Then when that vulnerability becomes late, well, we can click on it, see that Jira ticket, see what stage they're at, and extend the time to fix it accordingly. So we look at the Jira ticket, it looks like it's going to take them 90 more days. We extend the due date by 90 days, and we're done. So what happens is, instead of having 100,000 or 500,000 or 1 million tickets, we end up with 1 million tickets, but then only 2,000 of them are important. And of those 2,000, a bunch of them are not going to be important for 6 months. By the time we get close to that, they've already been solved. So teams end up with 20 or less tickets to work on monthly. That's for the biggest groups, and all they have to do is type in the Jira number and they're done. So that's what I'm working on. So instead of doing what the other guy was doing, which was creating a ticket for each vulnerability, and he quit most likely to us using better scanners that found all these vulnerabilities, to now we only have to monitor the scanning tool. I only have to monitor the scanning tool, and if it's up and running, then once a week or once a month, depending on what it is, I'll run a report and see what's going late and update it, and that's it. So I took basically two people's job and turned it into about a 4-hour-a-week job, and now I'm doing side projects and things to help the team. I look like a big hero, and I've only dedicated about 10% of a work week to my job. So hopefully that made sense. Hopefully that was interesting to you. If you have questions, ask me, but someone told me a long time ago, our job as security engineers is to make it so easy that they don't need us anymore. And I don't think that's ever going to happen, but I made this job so easy that when I leave, they're going to say, what the heck, Joe wasn't doing anything, if this is so simple. So right now I'm in the process of meeting with each of the developer teams. I've already met with 3 developer teams, and all of them are on board with this. And, I'll eventually get all of them on board and make my job a lot easier. So anyway, I'm done with my meetings for now. My next meeting was canceled, so now I have tons of time. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to head back to the casino. I'm going to get one more session in. Then I'm going to do my last meeting on the way to the hospital and get all that stuff taken care of, meet with the doctor, and then head home. So that's what's going on right now. I'll be back to update you soon. All right, guys, I am back. Nice little comeback there I made. I go into this place, I see the same guys are still in there. I'm like, come on, take a break, will ya? So I'm walking around, I see a play almost immediately that is only a play because of a bunch of circumstances together. Otherwise, it would not be a play. So I decided, hey, I'm not going to find anything in here. I might as well give this one a shot. I sit down, I play it through, I end up losing, oh boy, $113 on it. That was at $6 a spin, so it wasn't a huge loss, but it was like 18, 19 units, which is not good. Then I moved on, looked at some other stuff, found a couple small plays, made a couple bucks, lost a couple bucks, and in the end, really wasn't finding anything. I found another play that I rarely find, that, sometimes people get complacent and they're like, I've checked that machine 50 times and I found it 0. I've got ones like that, and recently I've changed and gone back and looked at them, because you go check them 50 times in a row and they're at 0, you tend to take them off your list. But every once in a while you got to go back and try again, and sometimes they get your favor back. So anyway, or you get back in their favor. Either way would be fine. So I ended up playing that machine, and that one took me from being down about 60 to being down about 300, and then back up again to minus 60 again. Walked away from that, and I was done. And I looked at the time, and I was 13 or 14 minutes away from my next meeting. I said, I'm just going to look at this one wing one more time. I sit down, I find this machine, I sit down at it, play that one, gives me a nice hit, gets me ahead $28 for the session. I'm like, okay, I'm leaving. And then the people next to me are like asking me questions about this machine that lead me to believe that something is going on that may be positive. So I look over as mine is finishing up, and that one's ready to go. So I put a player's card in that machine. I lean my chair up against it. That way, at least slow someone down from coming to look at it. I finish my play, and then I go over to that machine. I'm ahead $28, play that one through, and I end up ahead $62. And then I look at the time, I've got 3 minutes left, so I end up putting the meeting on my phone. As I'm leaving, I sit in the car quietly with the meeting on, finish that meeting up. It was a short meeting, and I'm leaving. So plus $62, ended up making whatever, 110 today. Hey, it's better than a kick in the pants. And that should be about it. I forgot to mention, I think I mentioned yesterday, but not today, that I'm going to be meeting with a friend, most likely tonight. I'm going to talk and take care of a few things, and then probably make some plans for the next few days. And, we'll see what happens with that. So right now, I'm letting you go. I'm going to close out the episode. Tomorrow, Thursday, Friday, big days. Hopefully everything works out with what's going on in the hospital right now. And I can make those nice long days and I'll be back and let you know about that tomorrow. If you have any questions or comments, the email is mwusa21@gmail.com, mwusa21@gmail.com. See you next time.